So you've reached a stage in life where you finally sort of got things under control. You've got a couple of spare bucks, and even though you're getting on a bit, you're starting to toy with the idea of buying a motorcycle. Maybe you used to ride as a young bloke, or you've never ridden before. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The urge is there. Well, I've been there and I've done that, and hopefully, with the help of this video, I can guide you through the process. Well, firstly, all I can say is trust your urges, as when you break motorcycling down to its most basic element, it's just plain and simple fun. Remember fun? That distant, long-lost feeling you may have experienced before the tectonic pressures of becoming a responsible adult crushed it from your life? Well, riding a motorcycle can help you rediscover that lost diamond, as it did for me. And as corny as it sounds, there's nothing that de-stresses the body, clears the mind and frees the soul more than riding a motorcycle. Oh, and it makes you feel pretty bloody cool to go with it. But unfortunately, today's society doesn't like it when a middle-aged man starts to display an urge to once again enjoy life, as this midlife awakening has been deceptively and repressively labelled a midlife crisis. I mean, just look at the premise. You may have a bloke who's been working hard all his life, he's a devoted husband and father who has successfully helped raise 2.5 kids, but now, in his 40s or 50s, he finds he's got a little bit extra money and time to finally do something for himself. Does society pat him on the back and say, "Good on you, mate, you deserve it"? No, it's more like, "Oh dear, look at this stupid old bastard, he must be losing it or going through some sort of crisis." It just doesn't make sense. But the beauty of getting old is that at some point you're able to shred the shackles of giving a flying fuck what society thinks and do what you want anyway. Yeah, but this still doesn't get the idea past the missus. Now, I was pretty lucky, as my wife totally supports anything I do that may possibly make me less boring. And buying a motorcycle was a win-win for her, as even if it didn't make me more interesting, at least it gets me out of the house. But if you're struggling to win your missus around, try reminding her of what other midlife crises are being explored by men your age, and maybe motorcycling won't look that bad an option to her. Now, the chances are her biggest concern will be safety, and that's a pretty bloody valid concern, as there's been a few occasions where, while distressing the body and clearing the mind and freeing the soul, I've also shit my pants. Now, all you can do is be careful and ride smart, as the old reflexes and balance aren't as fine-tuned as when you were zipping around on trail bikes as a teenager. But when it comes to safe riding, I'm not going to try to teach you how to suck eggs in this video. If you've made it to your 40s or 50s, then hopefully you'll have enough common sense to work all that stuff out yourself. But in the meantime, take out one of them bullshit TV life insurance policies and wave it in front of the missus until she starts seeing dollar signs, then cancel the bastard once you've secured the purchase of your bike. Okay, you've got the go ahead to buy a bike, but at the fear of generalising, if you're a cashed up middle-aged man who hasn't ridden for a few decades, then the chances are you're heading straight to your nearest Harley dealer to buy a brand new Heritage Softail. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Great bike. But it's a different world out there now, with an enormous choice of cruisers, for example, many of which are better bikes at a better price and are starting to build some real street cred. These days you'll actually see blokes checking out the boulevards, Vulcan, Shadows and the like at meetups and group rides. Even my Thunderbird sparks a bit of interest here and there. Hey, but I get it, some of you old blokes have old values and you'll only consider a Harley, and that's fine, but take the time in considering buying a second-hand one, as the bike sale websites are brimming with some beautifully maintained hogs with all the extras and only a handful of clicks on the clock. They're the remnants of other midlife crisis bikers who have fallen in love with the fantasy of riding a motorcycle, but have struggled with the reality of riding in the rain, the heat, the cold, with every second mobile using SUV driving bastard trying to take you out all the time. Or maybe they got a bike thinking it would make them look cool. Like I said, it makes you feel cool, but how cool you actually look is just a matter of opinion. And there's some bloody harsh opinions out there. And if you think riding some sort of customised cruiser or the like will attract the attention of younger women, then mate, you're going to be sorely disappointed, as the only attention you'll be likely to attract is that of other old pricks who ride motorbikes, or even older pricks who used to ride motorbikes. Nah, riding any sort of motorbike these days doesn't make you stand out at all. It's sort of like tattoos. It seems like every prick's got one. So the reality is, how you look at a bike doesn't matter, as nobody's really noticing or cares. So if you want to dress up like an extra from the Sons of Anarchy, go for it. If you want to pose, then pose, as the freedom of riding a motorcycle isn't just the open road, but the freedom to express yourself in what you ride and even what you wear. It's the freedom to ride thousands of miles of outback highway, or just to trundle to a coffee shop on every sunny Sunday afternoon, as it's been my experience that it doesn't matter who you are, what you ride or how you ride. The motorcycling community will accept you. Yeah, they don't care who you are or where you came from, and in fact it's the only social setting I've encountered where one of the first questions isn't, what do you do for a living? It's about the bike. It's about the rides, it's about the experiences on the roads, and even if you're a total noob, they'll accept and help you wherever they can. The motorcycling lifestyle is an actual thing, and you can be a part of it to whatever extent you want. So my final piece of advice, in this video at least, is to act on that urge, embrace your midlife crisis and go for it. You'll be surprised at how much fun can actually be.